This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, lending restrictions are slowing the housing market as expected, but first home buyers are struggling. Records are smashed in a Dunedin-hosted national championship that's attracting hundreds of competitors. And a display of Lego building blocks attracts thousands of spectators and raises funds for a children's hospital. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. The latest real estate figures show current loan-to-value restrictions are slowing the housing market. Tightening of lending rules by the Reserve Bank is designed to keep house prices down, but local analysts say it's having a negative effect on first home buyers.
Less choice for first home buyers. The Reserve Bank's desire to quell a rampant Auckland-based property market is having significant ripples in the south. The Real Estate Institute's Otago spokeswoman Liz Nidd believes loan-to-value restrictions should be eased for first-time home buyers.
We would like to see it made as easy as possible for first home buyers, and so we don't necessarily like the LVR restriction on the first home buyers. I do think there needed to be some activity slowed down in terms of investment, and the 40% LVR for investment does seem to have done that. We've seen a significant drop in the number of investors in the market in the last 3 months.
The asking price for properties is regularly monitored through surveys. Nidd says the difference between Otago and Southland asking prices is to be expected. Otago's seeing a decrease, while the opposite's happening further south.
I think some of it comes on the back of there having been an increase in prices in Otago, and often the trend happens in Otago and then it goes to Southland. So Southland is now just following that up.
Current loan-to-value restrictions are 40% of a property's value for investors and 20% for first home buyers. Although the major lending banks each have a small amount of mortgages they can offer at a 10% deposit. But Nidd says there are strings attached.
A 10% one may reduce their chance of getting approval. It may take a longer period of time to get an approval, but they also may pay a slightly higher interest rate.
Despite the struggle for some hopeful home owners, Nidd says the southern market remains buoyant on the whole. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A murder trial against a young Dunedin man accused of killing his co-worker is underway. Cleaner Alexander Merritt is before the High Court, charged with murdering 51-year-old Karen Ross last December. Today, the court heard Merritt beat the woman with a hammer because she'd complained about his conduct at work. She was his boss at Spotless Cleaning Services, where Merritt's mother also worked. She reportedly found the victim lying face down in a pool of her own blood at the company's Strathallan Street premises. The 21-year-old accused had his hours cut by the victim and was subject to disciplinary proceedings. The jury trial is scheduled to last 2 weeks. A local mountain biking scene is continuing to grow, with events attracting riders from around the country. Dunedin has just hosted the National Secondary School Championships, involving almost 200 competitors, and they've been smashing previous records.
Racing against time. Pupils from around New Zealand have been competing in the National Secondary School Mountain Biking Championships. The 2-day contest in Dunedin had previous records falling.
Every year children do this course faster. The lads here that were doing this course have ridden it in about 25 minutes, which just shows that the kids are getting fitter. And on Signal Hill yesterday on the downhill, some of the riders there broke a 3-minute mark on our course, and that's showing that they're getting really good at riding that course as well.
In total, 177 riders competed in the champs, which have been held in Dunedin 3 years running. There were 132 pupils navigating the cross-country course at Forrester Park and Bethune's Gully on Sunday, following Signal Hill's Saturday downhill. Organisers say the local landscape has a lot to offer.
Signal Hill's got basically internationally classed downhill But not only that, we've got lots of courses that we can use and lots of tracks that we can use for different events. So we can have a children's event on there because we know the tracks are well designed.
Next year, the champs are moving away from Dunedin on their national rotation. The event's all about giving young riders an insight into competing at a national level, and conditions over the weekend were in their favour.
It was really dry up on Signal Hill, started a wee bit greasy in the morning, and today it's a wee bit cloudy, but the track's in really good condition. So it's perfect riding conditions actually today. No hot sun, so the kids have probably got the best day they've had.
Mountain Biking Otago has established a strong foothold for the sport in Dunedin and the wider region. Many locals have been involved for decades, witnessing the development of mountain biking. They say it's going from strength to strength.
It's got many forms now, so that the cross country, like we see today, used to be the dominant part of mountain biking. Now it's just one of many disciplines.
Next year's secondary school championships will be held in the North Island, giving locals a chance to prove themselves on somewhat foreign soil. Rosie Mannins, The South Today.
5 apprentices from Otago and Southland are celebrating their medal wins in the World Skills New Zealand National Competition. About 70 apprentices competed in 14 categories, including building, hairdressing and plumbing. The contest was held in Hamilton at the weekend and preludes Oceania and international events. Local medalists include Lachlan Kennedy for carpentry, Matthew McClellan for joinery and Isaac Wairau in plumbing and heating. Liana King won the hairdressing and Jeff Sutton got the silver in the automotive technology division. About $10,000 is going to the children's ward of Dunedin Hospital thanks to a charity fundraiser. Thousands of people, young and old, flocked to Dunedin's Edgar Centre for the toy-themed event over the weekend, and a replica landmark was among creations on display.
Well-managed frivolity. Dunedin hosted its inaugural LEGO Users Group Show and Tell at the Edgar Centre over the weekend. Thousands of people attended to see what can be achieved with a construction toy which was invented in Denmark in 1932. LEGO has grown into a worldwide phenomenon with its own movie and groups of enthusiasts that make art from child's play.
This is a first for Dunedin, first for our group in Dunedin, and certainly the biggest LEGO display that's ever been in this region.
LUG, or the LEGO Users Group, is an organisation of people who, as the name suggests, quite enjoy making all sorts of constructed creations, some out of a box, and some made to look like famous landmarks. The event was a fundraiser for the Dunedin Children's Hospital. It was coordinated by the next generation of Rotarians, known as NRG Dunedin. Speaking halfway through the day yesterday, Evans said the number of people attending totally exceeded expectations.
We've well exceeded that figure yesterday. We had 5,400 people through for Saturday, and by the looks of the show today we're going to exceed that number for Sunday, which is great for Dunedin and great for us because it means we can give lots of money away to charity.
NRG Dunedin members say many months of work went into planning the event, just like the time taken to erect amazing sculptures.
So it's been the brainchild of LUG South for a wee while, and NRG came on board about 6 to 8 months ago to help them with the logistical side of it.
NRG stands for New Rotary Generation, the youth arm of the Rotarian organisation. Clark says they raised around $10,000 for the children's ward at Dunedin Public Hospital. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, animals all around the country are blessed and spring blooms competitively in Southland.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Hi, my name is 104. I believe that together we can build a brighter future for Dunedin. I'm presenting 2 major infrastructure proposals that won't cost the ratepayer a single cent. The first is a flood protection scheme for South Dunedin based on successfully used displacement tent systems overseas. The second is a major new redevelopment of our Harborside area to create a world-class community space. Vote 104 and let's build a brighter future together. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Doug Hall. I stood for council in the 2013 election and got elected. The achievements I've been part of in the last 3 years have been of a great benefit to Dunedin City. Reducing debt, improving contracts and better liaison with the general public. To further reduce debt and better management of all contracts. Vote Doug Hall, first choice for council.
Hello, my name is Bruce Fairhurst. The City Council is a giant decision-making machine, and every year they make thousands of decisions that affect ratepayers, some in a small way, some in a large way. It's really important that those decisions are fair, made in a democratic way, and made with accurate and reliable information. I've lived my entire life in Dunedin, and I love it here. I've been working in the construction industry all of that time. I've seen massive changes in the consent process, making it difficult to build or improve your property. I see opportunities to make this process much more user-friendly. Vote Bruce Fairhurst with a 1. I'm looking forward to joining a talented team on the council this term and making Dunedin the best city it can possibly be.
Hi, I'm Dave Yardley and I'm standing for the Otago Regional Council. Two of Otago's greatest resources are our outstanding natural landscape and our capability for agriculture. Getting the balance right between preservation of that landscape and intensification of farming is a real challenge. To meet that challenge, we need a firm understanding of both our environment and our land-based businesses. I have that understanding to ensure that our landscape and farming can coexist in harmony for generations to come. A vote for Dave Yardley is a vote for reason, balance and integrity.
Hello, my name is Conrad Stedman. I'm 46 years old, married with 2 beautiful children, a former policeman of 10 years in South Auckland and Dunedin, and a business owner. I offer strong leadership with no hidden agenda. I am committed to serving our community. I am your voice for our community, for our future. Vote 1 for Conrad Stedman. Thank you.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Voting in this year's local body elections closes at noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Your voting papers must be in the hands of the electoral officer by this date and not in the mail if your vote is to count. If you've not enrolled or received your voting papers, you may still cast a special vote. Visit the DCC Customer Services Centre in the Octagon or phone 477 4000 before noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Remember, you have the right to vote. Don't be left out. Vote today.
Welcome back. Dunedin's regional and city councillors are starting to work more closely on a proposed public bus hub. As the last City Council meeting for this triennium this afternoon, a notice of motion was put forward calling for cross-council collaboration. Councillors Ginty McTavish and David Benson Pope included 8 recommendations. A discussion was lively around the table. Mayor Dave Cull explained that development around the Dunedin Hospital rebuild and the University of Otago was impacting on design decisions. It was agreed by the majority that the Dunedin City Council needs to work with the Otago Regional Council to achieve a mutually beneficial outcome. A special church service is reminding people of the importance of animals. A few dozen pet owners had their furry loved ones blessed inside St Paul's Cathedral in central Dunedin yesterday, and similar ceremonies were held around the country.
Not your typical Sunday service. Dogs, cats and even a rabbit were among the congregation at St Paul's Cathedral in central Dunedin yesterday. It was the annual blessing of the animals in honour of St Francis of Assisi, their patron saint. The event's been held locally for about 12 years, giving pet owners the chance to acknowledge the importance of their furry loved ones.
It gives you a sense of belonging. Having a pet gives you something that another human being, I guess, can't give you. Yeah, and I think it's just the positive, I don't know, feeling you get, even having a pet.
In previous years, this service has hosted miniature ponies, goats and lambs. This year's offering was slightly less diverse, but no less significant.
It's to demonstrate how important pets are for people in the community. They're really, really important parts of the family. They enrich the lives of such a lot of people.
The Otago SPCA has long been involved in facilitating local animal blessing services, which are held throughout the country. The Very Reverend Trevor James did the honours for the 30-odd people and pets present at St Paul's. In previous years, the blessing has attracted bigger crowds, but SPA staff say it's not the only way locals pay homage to their non-human friends.
Yeah, good turnout. There was more last year, but I think we're battling a beautiful day. I think there's a lot of people that would have maybe gone and done taking their dogs for a walk, maybe.
By all accounts, the service was a success, with all pets well behaved while among the pews. Rosie Mannins, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, Invercargill residents put their best stems on display, and we'll check out weather for Tuesday.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Hello, my name is Malcolm Dixon. I'm standing for the Dunedin City Council. I've been in retail for 40 years in Dunedin and I would like to see some changes in the city. I'm passionate about growing business opportunities in Dunedin. Transport and parking issues are important to me, and flooding and management of city assets, especially in South Dunedin area, are a major issue. So remember to vote for Malcolm Dixon at Dunedin City Council.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Hello, my name is Conrad Stedman. I'm 46 years old, married with 2 beautiful children. A former policeman of 10 years in South Auckland and Dunedin, and a business owner. I offer strong leadership with no hidden agenda. I am committed to serving our community. I am your voice for our community, for our future. Vote 1 for Conrad Stedman. Thank you.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
Hi, I'm Dave Cole, Mayor of Dunedin, and together we're building a great city. Not just for now, but for the future. And I'm committed to creating a positive legacy of sensible investments, sustainable businesses, an emphasis on infrastructure and environment, healthier homes, and your community well-being. A future our kids can be really proud to inherit. If you want the same positive future, please mark 1 for Dave Cole for Mayor and return your voting form. Thanks.
Voting in this year's local body elections closes at noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Your voting papers must be in the hands of the electoral officer by this date and not in the mail if your vote is to count. If you've not enrolled or received your voting papers, you may still cast a special vote. Visit the DCC Customer Services Centre in the Octagon or phone 477 4000 before noon on Saturday the 8th of October. Remember, you have the right to vote. Don't be left out. Vote today.
Welcome back. Spring is generating some stiff competition in Southland. Green-thumbed residents have been vying for glory in Invercargill, presenting their best stems for a flower show at the weekend. And it was an inaugural affair for one part of the community.
The air was ripe with the fresh smell of spring at Invercargill's South City Mall over the weekend. But underneath the sweet scents, a competition was brewing. South Invercargill's residents are known for taking their gardens seriously, and many entered their best fruit, vegetables and flowers in the inaugural show. Despite this, contestants say the atmosphere is good-natured.
Well, I think it's warm, friendly. We've got plants for sale, people are getting their gardens started.
The Spring Flower Show was the brainchild of Margaret Perkins, who approached the charitable trust South Alive for help. The trust is supported by the City Council and is focused on rejuvenating South Invercargill. They spent 3 months organising the show, hoping it'll become bigger and better.
Eventually it'll be huge.
We had somebody say yesterday that it takes 3 or 4 years for a flower show to become established. So we think this has been a great starting point and it's just going to grow from here.
Volunteers estimated there were over 200 entries in the different categories. Individual contestants were allowed 10 entries each. May and Neil Tapper took full advantage of the limit, winning most of the sections they entered. They say this type of competition brings the community together.
It's nice to see them having something like this here. For a change, South Invercargill. It's good.
I hope they continue it. This is a first, so I hope they continue it. Yeah.
Participants say the seed of positive community engagement has been planted in this area of Invercargill. The South Alive team's hoping it'll blossom, leading to more friendly contests. Ruby Spink, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Current loan-to-value restrictions are slowing the southern property market, making it tough for first home buyers. Mountain biking is growing locally, with Dunedin hosting almost 200 riders for the National Secondary School Champs. And the Children's Ward of Dunedin Hospital is benefiting from about $10,000 raised at a weekend Lego show. It's time now to find out what's going to be inside the pages of Tuesday's Otago Daily Times, and Dave Cannon joins us. Good evening.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Our big story tomorrow is an update on the 5-star hotel story we've been writing about for a while in Dunedin. I can't tell you too much tonight, but by tomorrow's ODT you'll get all the details. I'm sure it's going to cause quite a bit of discussion when people see some of that detail. We've got day one of that rather sad murder case in Dunedin, which we've got coverage of tomorrow, and of course it was the last day of the council meeting today, so we've got extensive coverage of that, of this particular council, before we get a new one next week. Big story from Ranfurly. There's been a $5 million redevelopment of the Manitoto Hospital approved today, so that's some good news there. On the health world, not so good news was the junior doctors are going on strike, so it's a bit sad, never mind. The Arts Festival continues. And the wash tomorrow is, have you voted yet? Have you voted yet?
I have indeed, about a week ago. Have you?
I have not. And I'm confessing to that and saying how
Are you
embarrassed and ashamed I am
Yeah.
and procrastinating. I think it's the postal voting. I think it just sort of sits on the shelf and I'll do that later, and you don't do it.
You do realise that your voting papers have to be with the electoral officer. They're not allowed to be in the mail come the 8th of October.
I realise that. So if I get them in the mail tomorrow, I should be okay. My New Zealand Post.
Yeah, factor in the long delivery
anyway,
time. Anyway,
I'm urging people to vote, and also I've got a little story about one of the aspects of the election as well. So
okay, nice.
All right.
Details in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Dave. And it's time now for tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
And And here is today's southern view. It's taken of the water of Leith, meandering through the University of Otago. Some beautiful blossom off to the right there. To the situation, today's west to northwest flow will increase tomorrow ahead of a cold front, which will herald the arrival of increasing cloud and freshening northerly breezes. We are expecting late rain with northerlies for all of these towns and highs of around 14 or 15 degrees. Northerlies with high cloud increasing for Wanaka tomorrow, a high of 16. Late rain with northerly winds in Queenstown and Alexandra, both on 15. And gusty northerlies for Te Anau with rain and a high of 14. And high cloud increasing with north to northeast winds for Timaru, Oamaru, Twizel and Omarama, highs of between 16 and 18 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, bit of low cloud around. We're getting a wee bit too used to that. A low of 7. Tomorrow, fine at first, but high cloud increasing during the day with northerlies freshening and some rain developing during the evening. We're going for 16 degrees. And on Wednesday, rain clearing with sunny periods developing. Cool southwesters easing with 13. And in Invercargill tonight, fine with northerlies and a low of 8. Tomorrow, cloud increasing, northerly winds and some rain developing from evening and a high of 16. And Wednesday brings mostly cloudy weather with frequent showers and west to southwest winds with 13 degrees. And I must add, I was up in central Otago for the weekend and it was so warm and beautiful and green, not a colour you often associate with that particular part of Otago. You go up there and have a bit of a look. Well, that is news from the south today. We'll join you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.